Hello my Wolfpack and welcome to another competitive guide video where today we're going to talk about Bibarel. That was what I'm going to go with. And this is obviously one of the biggest meme mons that everyone loves to hate. Got some redemption in this game though because it is no longer the HM slave because there are no HM slaves anymore. So poker quality at its finest. Now Bibarel is an interesting Pokemon. It's got base 85 attack which isn't dreadful. It does have the ability to set up and it has access to a few fantastic abilities. Now, first ability it has is Unaware, meaning that anything that sets up, it is not going to pay attention to that. So essentially it is not going to have any problems with like a Dragon Dartsmon. Then we have Simple, which allows our setup moves to double in their power, which is double what they do, which is crazy, but anything that's lowered for it, so for example for Intimidate, is going to be lowered by 2, which is kind of annoying. And the third one, which is Moody, and Moody typically is banned. I'll talk about why it's banned when I talk about the set that I've got for it. But I've got 3 of the sets without Moody and then 1 set with Moody. Before we get started, if you could please like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really would appreciate it. It really helps me out. I'm aiming to get 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. That's looking quite likely, but your subscription will always help. So, first Bibarel we've got is a choice band set. This gives it 1.5 times in its attack stat, taking it from 269 to about 390, 400-ish. And Unaware is the ability, so if a Pokemon has set up some Dragon Dances or Swords Dance or Nasty Pots or whatever, Bibarel will still not take the damage from it. Now we aren't that bulky, so we will live probably 1 hit, but obviously we are then going to cause some damage on the Pokemon. Double Edge, which is a powerful normal type attack boosted by Stab, hits really hard on a lot of different Pokemon. Obviously boosted with a choice band as well, it's going to just destroy. Obviously be very careful of any ghost type Pokemon that are around because it won't work. Next move we've got is Waterfall. Now we have got some speed to outspeed some of the slower Pokemon, and that would allow for Waterfall to have the chance to flinch that Pokemon, but Waterfall again is boosted by Stab, it hits hard along with the choice band. Superpower, strong fighting type attack. It does lower your attack and defense though, so do be cautious when using it because obviously a lot of the Pokemon that are very scary in this game are physical. And then Aqua Jet, which is a powerful water type attack in the sense that it's got priority, and that gives it a base 80, not base 8. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that bit. You've got base 40 naturally in Aqua Jet. It's boosted by 1.5 times for the water type, and it's boosted 1.5 times for the choice band, so it hits a lot harder on Pokemon there. Now if you can baton pass any stats onto this thing, it would be absolutely stellar and absolutely amazing. So something for you to consider working on, obviously if it's legal that is, because in a lot of like draft leagues I play, moving stats onto different Pokemon is illegal. EV wise, max attack, max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense, so very typical stats here. If you're focusing more on the idea of using Aqua Jet, you can always go for the adamant nature instead, but that's entirely up to you what you decide to go for. Moving on to the second Bibarel, we have got a support set. So on here I've got Leftovers, allowing for us to get recovery each and every turn. Unaware because obviously as I said, setup mons are not as much of a concern. Stealth Rocks allows us to obviously dwindle down the opposing Pokemon's health, making things like Focus Sash completely unusable. Yawn, which allows us to start trying to put Pokemon to sleep. Either the person will switch out. Sorry, that was a hiccup. That was really weird. The Yawn will either force the Pokemon to sleep, so you've got a couple turns of sleep where you can just do some shenanigans. The other aspect is that you can force it to switch out whilst it's drowsy, so it doesn't go to sleep, and then have the Stealth Rock damage impact. So that combination works really nicely there. Super Fang has a powerful sense of 50% damage on Pokemon, which is absolutely huge. And I finally went for Thunder Wave. I thought Thunder Wave could work nicely if you are running some kind of slower teams and you're facing off against something like an Azel, for example, which you need to lower down the speed of, or things like Infernape, which Thunder Waving could be pretty cool. Obviously, the Yawn aspect doesn't work when you use it with Thunder Wave, but these are designed for 2 different scenarios. If you're doing it for Bibarel to force some switches, then obviously the Yawn works, but if you're about to go down, the Thunder Wave could definitely be a real benefit for you to use on a Pokemon. EV's gone for max HP and max special defense with a calm nature, so more special defense, less attack, and 4 EVs in defense. You could go for max defense if you wanted to with a bold nature, so more defense, less attack, but it's entirely up to you what you decide to go for there. It's just down to personal choice. Moving on to the third Bibarel, we have got a Swords Dance Simple set. So Simple is a really good ability. It doubles the impact that we would have with our stat changes. So the Swords Dance actually takes you to +4 rather than +2. Now, +4 allows you to have 3 times in your attack stat, which would take you to approximately 800. Maybe a little bit more. I think it's like 807 or something like that. So approximately 800 in your stats. And if you use Aqua Jet on any Pokemon with neutral, that would be absolutely incredible. So you can run this in a few different ways. You could run this with a Life Orb to increase the damage output even more. You could run this with a reducing berry, so things like the Chople Berry or the Wakam Berry. You could run something along the lines of a Salak Berry to allow you to increase up your speed when you're at quarter health. You could run Focus Sash to allow you to definitely get one Swords Dance off and then Aqua Jet your way. Lots and lots of different things that you're able to do there. And then you've got Quick Attack as well, which is boosted by Stab and also Priority, which works really, really nicely. And finally, I just went for Crunch for coverage, because why the heck not? Obviously, you've got access to things like Waterfall or Double Edge if you want to use that instead. But this, honestly, could be an absolutely huge set. It would do teams dirty if you just set up a Swords Dance and then just Aqua Jet or Quick Attack was Simple. Realistically, it just obliterates things. It would just cause so many problems for so many different teams, because especially if they're unprepared for it. But there are a few Intimidate users, so obviously you might end up with your stats lowered. So do be aware of that, especially when things like Luxray exist, and Luxray is obviously super effective against Bibarel, so you know, be considerate of that when you're planning. EV wise, max attack and max speed. I've gone for a Jolly nature, but you could always go for the adamant nature. It's up to you what you decide to go for. If you're just planning on going for the Swords Dance, then the 2 attacking moves, then I'd recommend going for the adamant. But if you want to go for the final move as well, then go for the Jolly nature. So again, as I said, up to you. You could run this as a bulky one, so max HP, max attack. But again, entirely up to you what you decide to go for here. And the last set is the one which has Moody on it. Now, Moody actually increases one random stat by 2 stages and then lowers one stat by 1 stage. So ultimately, you end up with a +1 situation at minimum, a +2 situation at best. Now, I've decided to kind of put this set together and be a bit of a scumbag with it. Mainly because Moody is illegal and it would only be at Ubers. So, you know, might as well have some fun with it if we're only using it in very, very specific scenarios. Leftovers recovery is what we are going to go for. First of all, we have got Protect. Now, as soon as you come in, you Protect, you get your Moody boost for that turn. Then you Substitute, which allows you to obviously reduce yourself by 25%, but you're not going to take more damage than that as long as you're faster. And then you just keep on recycling that until you are set up on a couple of your defenses, for example. Then you can use Facade just in case you get burnt. I thought that's a good option to have. And Waterfall for a powerful water type attack. If you really wanted to take the mick here, you could put Rest on instead of Waterfall. So then even if they got the burn, you would just be obliterating them. So Protect, Substitute, Rest, and Facade would be, you know, just a awful, disgusting strategy. You've got Leftovers here, which allow you to get your recovery as well. EV wise, you can go a couple of different ways. You can go max HP, max attack, adamant. You can go max HP, max speed to allow you to have as much speed as possible. But yeah, this is a fun, interesting, quirky set, which honestly is a scumbag strat. I'll full admit it's a scumbag strat, but yeah, the simple set is my favourite, but this one's a close second. Anyways, that's going to be all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.